How to become a spiritual fuckboy in 3 easy steps. So this will work great for you if you're also a narcissist or have narcissistic tendencies, as one of the keys is to completely not feel, like to not have emotions or remorse or empathy or guilt or anything like that. So definitely work on being more narcissistic is what I would recommend. Okay, so step 1, the key to being a spiritual fuckboy successfully is to look the part. Okay, so you have to look spiritual, right? So think, like kind of like what I'm wearing here, like these bracelets here, really good look, maybe some rings, some mala necklaces, maybe some like spiritual tattoos of your like zodiac sign or something like really cool geometric looking or something. That's if you want to commit to this like lifelong, obviously. Also, like your clothing should look spiritual, so like more earthy, loose clothing, long hair, like kind of like a bun, like a messy bun, or even like dreadlocks. That would be like a super bonus. You definitely also want your house to look spiritual, right? Because these women might be coming over your house, so definitely have like paintings that set the tone for that kind of vibe. Maybe have some spiritual books, maybe have some like Buddha statues, like a little shelf of your crystals, maybe some candles, incense, all of that. And then you obviously want to have some esoteric knowledge, right? So you can keep up with these women and have conversations. Also, if you're into tarot and astrology, that's going to be super helpful. Think full moon rituals, meditations, journaling, self-reflection, just really play the part. Okay, so step 2, once you have your spiritual pretend identity down, okay, like you got it, then you prey on the empaths, okay? So you target the ones that are, vulnerable, that are sensitive, that are more deep feelers, that have a heart, the ones that like really do feel and care for humanity and like want to help people. They're a really easy target because they believe in people, okay? They believe in humanity. So most likely they're also going to believe in you, even though you're like a horrible, immature, fragile, wounded little broken soul, okay? But it's okay as long as you become really good at pretending, like almost to the point where you like believe that you're a good person. But you have to be careful because these spiritual girlies are really intuitive and they're really psychic, so they're probably going to pick up on your manipulative tendencies. So you have to become really good at gaslighting them, okay? So really get the gaslighting down, make them question their reality, twist their thoughts and their words, and make them not believe that what they're feeling is real, and like all of that. Like really do a good job with that. Ooh, and also love bombing. They love bombing. They love to be loved. They love to be told that they're helping you in some way. So like act like you need them for something, like you're just such a broken, wounded soul, because I mean you are, but like you're just like acting like it, but like you actually are. And so yeah, just kind of like act like you need help, and then when they help you, just like kind of put them on a pedestal, make them feel like they're special, like, oh my god, you're so good at what you're doing, like you're such a healer, like your energy is so peaceful, like, oh, you make me feel like home, oh, you make me see a part of myself that like I've never seen before. Just like just really speak to their soul, that like really gets them. Okay, so step 3 is actually having sex with them, right? Because that's like the whole goal here. So you're playing the part, you're acting like a spiritual person, you're preying on your ideal audience, your target. This is your perfect avatar that you're going for, because they're the ones that are most I wouldn't say manipulatable, but they care the most, so they're the easiest target because you can just like control them because they just care naturally because they're like good people. So the third step is to have sex with them, okay? And obviously like you want to have sex with them without actually committing to them and like being in a relationship with them, because obviously you don't want to be in a relationship, right? Like that's not something that you want. So, but they probably do. So you kind of have to come up with like a story of why you're not available without saying you're unavailable, okay? So be really strategic here. I don't know, you can make up a story about how you are finding yourself right now and you're having like some sort of like a spiritual awakening, or maybe like you're on a healing journey of cultivating more self-love and you just need to be alone right now, or you're working so much, you're so busy at work, you're building your career because you want to be so successful and you want to be like such a provider in your future, and so you just don't have time for a relationship right now. Maybe say something about your grandma dying and you're just really sad and you just want companionship but you don't want to commit because you're just not there emotionally. Or maybe like you're going through a dark night of the soul. That's like a really good one, okay? That will really be a big seller, and they're gonna understand, don't worry, okay? Because this is what they do. They understand, especially if you're doing something spiritual, okay? This way you can have a minimum of like maybe 3 or 4 women that you're seeing a week. You times that by 4 because there's 4 weeks in a month, so that's like 12 to 16 women a month that you can have sex with. No strings attached, okay? These women are completely under your spell. They have no idea what you're doing because you're so good at manipulation. Good thing for you that you don't have a heart or feelings, so it doesn't matter if you're gaslighting them, damaging them, traumatizing them, betraying them, like just fucking them up completely. It doesn't matter for you, right? Because you don't feel, so like you're free. Like that's why I said, like if you're a narcissist, like extra bonus points. A little bonus tip that I would have for you is just make sure that when you go home at night, you know, so that you can sleep, whatever, that you make sure that you tell yourself, you continue to tell yourself the lies that you're telling these women, to not ever actually like remember and admit to yourself that you're like a bad person and you're like actually like really hurting these people. Just like continue to, you know, be in self-denial, continue to be deceitful towards yourself, like not being honest with yourself about like who you truly are as a person. Just keep telling yourself that you're like really broken and you're just looking for love and you just need validation. Maybe tell yourself like you had a really rough childhood so that you can justify what it is that you're doing instead of taking accountability for who you are. Maybe that you're just so lonely and you just want company so bad, but like, oh, you have commitment issues because you saw your mom and dad always fighting and their marriage was horrible and like you're just so afraid of that. I don't know, like whatever it is that you need to justify whatever it is that you're doing, you know, just like so that you can sleep at night and feel good about yourself. Ooh, another good one is making yourself feel really superior and like you're entitled to this. Like you're entitled to, you know, you just like using and abusing and manipulating and gaslighting women like for sex or whatever, because and treating them like they're nothing and treating them like they're objects because I don't know, maybe your mom really hurt you when you were young and she really wounded you, so now you think all women are your mom and that you're entitled to treating them like shit. I don't know. That's a really good one though. And just remember, when things get really, really busy, like you have like 10 women circulating at once, which by the way, what an accomplishment. Oh my gosh. What an accomplishment as a man to be able to conquer and manipulate so many women. Like how powerful you are that you're able to have all of these women under your spell and under your control, making them believe that you're actually a good person. Like, wow, what an accomplishment, you know? Like truly, like just sit with that and like take that in for a second. Like, wow, what a man I am. Like what a man I have become. But yeah, when you can't keep track of like who's who and what's what and what's her name and what's their name and what's their background and all of that, right? And then challenges are going to start arising because these girls are going to be asking questions. Just remember that you can do 3 things. So the first thing that you can do is just simply turn it around on them or make them feel like they're the problem or they did something wrong or that they're crazy. Gaslighting is always a good go-to here. The second thing that you can do is just simply play victim. Okay, just act like there's something wrong with you. You're going through something. You're having a spiritual awakening. You can't keep your mind straight. You have amnesia. I don't know, something like that. Just act really sad and like you're dying or you're really depressed or lonely, and they're probably gonna forgive you and forget what you did and then come love you and nurture you. And 3, when none of those work, then this is kind of like last resort, but it's like a really powerful one. You can simply just discard them, okay? You can act like they don't exist, they never existed, they're no one to you, you were never in their life. You go ghost, you block them on everything. Just try to be really, really unavailable, like emotionally immature, just like really toxic, okay? We're going for really toxic here. That's the goal, that's like the move. And I promise you that if you follow this 3-step process, you will have no problem having sex with as many women as you want. Like I said, as long as you stay soulless and detached from any semblance of human emotion or feeling. Well, like I said, you have to act like you have emotions like with these girls, but like you really don't, so like you should be fine. And as long as you're okay with the karmic consequences that will come as a result of this, probably no big deal, but like, I don't know, maybe, you know, you go through your life and you get older and you mature and then you actually become spiritual because you've identified as being spiritual for so long. Maybe you manifest actually becoming spiritual and having an awakening, and you find that you are God and that you are love. And you fall in love with someone, your perfect person, right? Your perfect woman. You get married. Then you find out that she's been fucking the brains out of your neighbor for the last 3 years. And then actually she's pregnant with his baby, but you don't know. And now you have to raise his baby unknowingly that it's not your baby. But I mean, that's fine. Like that's like a small risk to take, to be able to conquer all of these like innocent, wonderful, beautiful, good-hearted, wholesome women, you know, just so that you can like have sex with them. So anyway, I hope that this 3-step process was helpful for you in becoming a successful spiritual fuckboy. Bonus points if you're a narcissist. And a last and final message that I just want you to know, dear Mr. Spiritual Fuckboy, is that every single woman that you use and abuse and take advantage of her weakness, attachment, and empathy knows exactly what you're doing to her. She is not a fool, and she feels it on all levels of her being. And it's just a matter of time before she wakes up to who you truly are. So just be ready for that. Stay empowered, ladies, and know how to spot a spiritual fuckboy when you see one. Love you lots.